Peace be unto you in the name of Jesus Christ the Lord. Today we're going to talk about New Year's resolutions. How to make and keep a New Year's resolution. I thought about this at work one day, and I thought, what is the real difference between a New Year's resolution and any other resolution that we make? Now, there's a lot of symbolism behind the New Year's resolution, meaning those who make these kinds of resolutions usually want a new start, a new beginning, to be a new person doing new things in a new year, which is good. And they would like to be able to say that on January 1st, 2011, I became a new person performing new actions. But the question is, how are we to actually make and keep these resolutions versus January 3rd coming and we found that we didn't even make it 3 days? Well, I have two primary things to share about that. One I'll share now, one I'll share at the end of a series of broadcasts before the new year arrives. The first thing is, I believe that if we take the mystical aspect out of it for now and just focus on the fact that we have made and kept previous resolutions and we apply what it took for us to make these previous resolutions and keep them to the New Year's resolution, then we'll have the same result, meaning we will successfully resolve to do something and then do what we resolve to do. So let's look at it. Think about any resolution that you've made, any one. Marriage, a job, a friendship, any commitment, anything you said you were going to do and then you did it. What did it take for you to first of all say you were going to do something, and what did it take for you to do it? For example, I look at my own commitments in my own life. The job I'm working right now. And I thought, okay, there was a point in which I didn't have this job because I'm an officer. So there was a point in which I was not an officer, I was a civilian. So I went from being a civilian to being an officer. That's a change of person. In other words, to a certain extent, I became a new person who would be performing new actions. Not the actions of a civilian, but the actions of an officer. And I've been doing that now for almost 7 years. So, my hire date, if you will, was October 14th, 2004. Now, what's the real difference between October 14th, 2004 and January 1st, 2004? In other words, on both dates I'm making some type of resolution. If I, for example, decided to make a New Year's resolution January 1st, 2004, almost 7 years ago. I made a resolution, if you will, to be an officer and thus to do what it took to be an officer. But why? Why did I make that resolution, and how have I kept it for almost 7 years? Well, think about what you've done for a year. Maybe you're in school. Maybe you've been married for a year. Maybe you've had a job for a year. Whatever the case, I believe you have made some decision for some reason and you've kept it for a significant amount of time. Usually the New Year's resolution and the focus of that resolution is a year, meaning for January 1st, 2011, for the year 2011, I will do such and such, or I will be such and such. I will stop smoking and thus become a non-smoker. I will change from a smoker to a non-smoker. Those are all desires. Well, if we point to resolutions that we've already made and kept, and what it took to make those and keep them, and we apply that to January 1st, 2011, I believe we'll find the same results. For me, it involved three things. It involved an honorable duty, which led to a responsibility, which led to a necessity. Honorable duty, responsibility, necessity. For me. So, to me, when I was interviewed by the chief concerning being an officer, and he told me how difficult and demanding that job was, I said to him, I'm a man, I'm a husband, I'm a father. I'm going to have some difficulty on whatever job I choose, so why not this one? So it seemed to me an honorable duty to take care of my family, something that therefore became a responsibility. I saw it as something that I had a willing obligation to do. And finally, from an honorable duty to a responsibility to a necessity, I came to understand that I needed to go ahead and do whatever it took to keep this job. And that's what I did, 7 years later. Now, I believe that there's no difference between October 14th, 2004 and January 1st, 2004, other than the symbolism behind New Year's. There's no difference in making and keeping a resolution. So I share that with you. If you want to change, if you want to be a different person performing different actions in this new year, think about resolutions you've already made in times past and kept. Why you made those resolutions, why you kept them, and apply those things to January 1st, 2011. Now I have more to share about this, but I'll stop there for now. Until we next connect, peace to you.